Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Manticore. It's the Tier 10 British light tank. This one's located on the south spawn of Fisherman's Bay, and it's under the command of Stormo Zeta. And he sent this replay in, well, just recently. And I think we have got a few Manticore replays still to do in the backlog. Okay, well, 105mm gun, which normally capable of doing 390 alpha, 248mm of pen with standard ammo, and with a premium ammo, well, he's capable of doing 268mm of armor. Now, you don't get a whole lot of shots in the Manticore. You only get 20, and that's not enough to take care of all the enemy tanks. So you do need the help of your teammates, and you need to do a lot of spotting to enable your teammates to help you pull off a victory. Sharp view, cheerful. Notice how he doesn't fire. He waits, spots them, enables his teammates to get shots, but he doesn't shoot. Because if he did shoot, he'd be spotted immediately, and his effectiveness would go down. In fact, the enemy are very, very close. In fact, almost within 50 meters. So he might be very, very quickly spotted if they do come within that little white circle around the vehicle. At the moment he's safe because they can't see him, but they can auto-detect him if they can hear him. And of course that's where the auto-detection technically comes in. Vehicles that could hear the other enemy vehicles simply by the noise they were making. Some tanks make more noise than others. And I have heard recently that apparently some people or some armies with tanks are actually not turning on their engines to engage the enemy. They're using kerosene heaters to heat the engines, and so they can keep the electronics working without turning on the engines. That way they don't get detected by the enemy tanks, by the exhaust that they're putting out. Well, he hasn't been detected yet, but he has detected an awful lot of the enemy. He could have taken shots, but if he had, they would have seen him. They would know where he is. It's enabling his teammates to see exactly where the enemy's located. I don't think there's many enemies located on the west side of the map. They all seem to be in the center or in the town. You can see which tanks haven't been detected. The Gorilla 15s, there's a pair of them. There's a CC-1 Mark II, a Tortoise, a Waffenträger auf Panzer IV. Actually, the Waffenträger has been spotted. The Batchat 155-55 hasn't been spotted, and there's a 155-58 out there as well. So we've got 3, 5, 6 enemy vehicles that have not been spotted yet, but I think he spotted most of the ones that came up to the center line before his teammates got here. Okay, well, he is picking up a lot of spotting damage at the moment. 2,586 simply from being parked here and spotting the enemy. And because he hasn't crossed over the line, he's not so close that the enemy would see him. That 121B is very, very close to him. Almost within 50 meters, but not quite. It's amazing. Very good camo. Of course, you may know the Manticore originally wasn't called the Manticore, it was called the Chimera 1955. But of course, because Wargaming had already used the word Chimera, they couldn't use it for this one, and so it ended up being called the Manticore instead. That 121B is in a lot of trouble. If he pushes forward once more, he's only 5 hit points. And you can notice the Manticore isn't fully in the bush. Can't open fire. Not on that one. He wants to. He's not completely in the bush. You can see one side of the vehicle is still just outside that row of bushes. Uh-oh, here comes trouble. Yep. Well, he got rid of the 121B, but he was spotted immediately. And there are enemies behind him and in front of him, and he needs to get into cover quick. He can't remain where he is because there are enemy tanks directly behind him, and they're putting fire into him. Yeah, he couldn't stay there after he'd been detected. He had to move. The 121B would have spotted him, or had spotted him. Oh, and he takes out the AMX-13-105. So he's got 2 kills, but he has lost half his hit points. He's now evading the enemy. Wants to come back to the center again, though. Okay, well, he's decided to come back straight away to where he was before. He wasn't spotted when he did that. So he is stealthy again. The CC1 Mark II didn't spot him as he was moving back to the front line. So from that active work, he got 332 of actual damage, but his spotting has now gone up to 7,402, and potentially he's got a patrol duty as well. The score, though, is still 4-all. In fact, his team is down on hit points at the moment. He's getting very close. He can just about make out that CC1 Mark II. Now, the Arty on his team... Oh, he managed to get a sneaky snapshot into the CC1 Mark II using the bush mechanic. And it looks like the enemy tank just across the way, a Char Future 4, didn't see it. He's loaded again. And he hit him in the tracks. No, that Char Future 4 did not see him. And he can use it again if he can get another shot into the breach in time. Not sure, but he might be able to. Fire blind. You can see it's a very long reload. The standard reload is actually 13.42 seconds, and he's got a reload of 12.94. For Stormo Zeta. Whoa! Char Future 4 disappearing off to the west and the north. Northwest. And turning round. I wonder if he's coming back. You can see the enemy tortoise has gone down the west side of the map, and he does have support from the Gorilla. So it's now just for Stormo Zeta in the center, because all of our teammates that are in the center have gone. Oh, that CC1 is coming in our direction. Yep, he is coming in our direction for sure. Oh, that was a direct hit by the enemy, by our own Arty rather. I think that was a hit on the CC1 Mark II. Now, is he going to try for shots on these guys? I think he will. Fires into the Char Future 4, but doesn't get a kill. And oh, just good job he did move away in time, because the CC1 Mark II did see him briefly, and he pulled away. Now, I wonder if that CC1 Mark II would think that he'd actually return back to the center line by a different route and then take some more shots. But here comes the enemy Gorilla. And one shot finishes him off, so that's his 3rd kill of the game. Aim for the gun shield, which of course is the weak spot on any Gorilla. Well, just about anywhere on a Gorilla is a weak spot, really. Now, yes, he did take a hit from the Lorraine. Oh, and the Batchat's tracked him. So he has fixed his track, and he gets hit by the Batchat 155-55 as well. Now, the question is, will the other shells from the Batchat 155-58 come in this way? Doesn't sound like it. There is 10 seconds between each shot. I think they lost sight of him, and they've decided not to shoot in this direction. Okay, the enemy just lost their T125. He was in the north side of the town. He was at the south side of the town. I think he may have been in the north side, just across the harbour. They're one up on the enemy at the moment. But what would be really, really cool is if he could get round that Lorraine 50 ton and was to head north, find out where the enemy Arty is, take those two out, and then as soon as he's done that, he can start sniping at the enemy tank destroyers on the centre line. Oh, he's found the Lorraine. Oh, one shot! 4 kills now. Okay. Now, is there any enemy in sight? No. He just wants to go unspotted and see where one of those shells hit him. That's one of the shells. I think that came from the Lorraine 50 ton, actually, that one. But it was earlier in the game. Okay, so he's supporting the runner Sorrente, who now knows that there's basically no enemy tanks ahead of him, simply because he's scouted the area out to find out where the enemy is. Now, I think the enemy Arty are on this side of the map, but they may have moved to try and get over to the west side of the map. The shells seem to be coming directly towards him, not at an angle, which would indicate that they're within the vicinity here. And that's why he's being very cautious to approach using the bushes, not to get spotted by the Arty. Ideally, he also wants to let his own Arty know where the enemy is, the Batchat 155-58 on his team, so he can fire a round in and then Force Storm Mode can nail them once they're down to very low hit points. He's not seen them so far. Okay, there's only 4 enemies left. They've got a Gorilla 15, a CC-1 Mark II. We know where they were last seen. They're both on the west side of the map, and it's just the Arty up this end. And I reckon he's about to spot them as soon as he gets close to that ridgeline. I'm pretty sure, yes, they are up there. We just saw the tracer from one of them. So we know where one of the Arty is located. I reckon both of them are in there. Now he's looking towards the centre line where the CC-1 Mark II was last located. And our M60 has moved up to try and spot. The Gorilla 15's probably not where he was last seen though, that's the problem. And there he is! We've got him. Oh, missed it! Now did he get spotted? No, he didn't. He was so far away the Gorilla couldn't see him, but our Arty is starting to lay shots on him. And we're about to put a round right through his side. Yep. High roll for 391. And the Arty finishes the job. There's the CC-1 Mark II. There's only the 2 Arty left after this. We found both of them. Now can finish this guy off with 1 shot. He does! He gets a shot in. That's 5 kills now. So he just needs one of these guys to get a top gun. He needs to kill one of them. And if the Arty can strip some of their hit points off, then we'll get the kill. Okay. In fact, actually, it's only the Batchat 155-55 left. And he can get a kill and take this guy out. Yes, he does! That's a top gun and wins the game for Stormozita. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game in the Manticore for Stormozita on the Fisherman's Bay map. He managed to get a spotter for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. He spotted a lot more than 1,000, a great deal more. He also got a Hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemy tanks, a Bruiser Medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He got 9, a Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and a Fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. He also platooned with somebody else who had at least 3 kills. In fact, he had 6 kills, and his teammate or platoon mate had enough to get the brothers in arms between them. He got a patrol chief who being the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were damaged, and also a Top Gun pick getting at least 6 kills in the game. And thanks to that Batchat 155-55 being badly damaged by the Arty, he got a nice kill, and in return, the Arty got the nice kill on the CC. It was not the CC1 Mark II, but the Gorilla 15, because that kill came in from the Arty. So it all worked out well in the end. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see in this game that the highest damage actually went to the Jagdtiger on our team, 4,180 hit points, and he was still alive at the end of the game. Second highest damage went to the Rhinocerente with 3,678, and third highest damage went to the M60 with 3,630. We can see that 4-Star Eater managed 2,700 hit points, but he wasn't the fourth highest on damage because there were 2 enemy tanks who scored higher than he did on damage, so he was actually in 6th place overall. When it came to kills, though, he was right at the top with 6. 3 kills went to the M60, his platoon mate in that game. 3 kills went to the Rhinocerente, and 2 kills went to the Jagdtiger, the Gorilla 15 on the enemy team, and their Object 430. And when it came to base XP, yep, it's 4-Star Eater. Just by sheer amount of spotting damage he did in that game, 1,462, the only player to get over 1,000 base XP in the game. 997 went to the Jagdtiger by virtue of the fact that he did a huge amount of actual damage, and 983 went to the Rhinocerente as well. He fired only 12 rounds in the entire game, so he still had 8 rounds spare at the end. 11 direct hits on the enemy, 9 penetrating shots, 2,700 hit points of damage, of which 1,418 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see he did do some long-range shooting in that game. 4 hits received from the enemy, though. 2 of them were penetrating shots, and 4 were splash damage shots that came in from the enemy Arty. Yes, he did get hit by the enemy Arty twice after he got hit in the side by the CC1 Mark II. And he also spotted 8 enemy vehicles, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 6, and got 8,233 hit points of spotting assist. So he's just 1 tank short of getting a scout medal for the game. And he also got an absolutely massive load of spotting, and that's why he got the ace tanker. Now, he did end up with a small loss of 21,535 credits for the game, but that's mainly down to the fact that he did use premium ammo, and he didn't have any standard ammo in his vehicle. But then the added X penetration really does make sure that each of those shots does count when he needs them to. So he only lost 21,535, but he did get in return a mission payout, which meant that he actually took away 10,965 experience points from that game alone. So a very good game in the Manticore. Congratulations, 4-Star Eater. Ace tankers in the Manticore are fairly difficult. I've seen a lot of people trying to get them and failing. So well done. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.